So hi, good evening. All good? So tell me the last thing. Okay. So we have seen Bengal, we have seen Mysore, we have seen Carnatic. These all topics. So now, the big topics which are remaining in this particular part are basically Maratha and Punjab, and then we'll see the other topics related to it. Then no disruption from the beginning. You will have to keep a little bit of patience then. So when I will give you guys the chance to ask the question, then only ask the question. Okay? So now, just let's start with the, so just give me 1 minute. Theme. So we'll start with the Maratha part. But then the background also, little bit of background also we need to know. एक बार रुक जाओ. So you can just mention Maratha power. So now listen. So when it comes to Maratha, so obviously that their rule was not established in after 1707, but Marathas existed right from the time of the Aurangzeb, before Aurangzeb itself. So how it all starts, a little bit of background. So originally the Konkan area was ruled by a person named as Sahaji, then, and his original name or full name you can say Sahaji Bhosle. He was originally a Darbari or feudatory in the court of the Bijapur, and then afterwards he has created the kingdom of the Konkan. Then moreover, son of the Sahaji was Shivaji Bhosle, then, and moreover he was raised by Jijabai in Pune. Okay? His mother Jijabai in Pune, and then there was his guru whose name was Dadaji Kondadev. So his education, his upbringing has all happened with under the guidance of the Jijabai. Then and Dadaji Kondadev. Moreover, Shivaji Bhosle, he learned the art of guerrilla warfare from his guru Ramdas. And then he became one of the biggest exponent of the guerrilla warfare. He happened to be the greatest challenge to the Aurangzeb. I think I mentioned somewhere. So greatest challenge to the Aurangzeb, and in fact first 30 years of the Aurangzeb was all about confrontation with the Shivaji. First 22, 21 years confrontation with the Shivaji. Then Aurangzeb himself was never able to defeat Shivaji, but then one of the trusted colleague of the Aurangzeb, Raja Jai Singh of Amer, he has defeated Shivaji in 1665. Then I'll tell you one instance from it. Then so in 1665 when in the battle of Purandhar, Raja Jai Singh has defeated Shivaji. So one of the term and condition in this defeat was that he has to, Shivaji will have to visit the Aurangzeb's court at Agra. Then, so Aurangzeb's court at Agra, but then when Shivaji visited Aurangzeb courts at Agra, so he was humiliated. Then humiliated basically that rest of the people who have visited the court, they have been given a very high chair, but then Shivaji and Shivaji's son were given very low stools. Then, and moreover Aurangzeb has asked them to accept his supremacy, and then they will be left to go. Then, so they did not accept Aurangzeb's supremacy, and this is not how some of the strong kings must behave. That calling somebody to your own place and then you are asking the things to him. Then, so when Shivaji has refused to do so, so he was arrested. Then he was arrested in Aurangzeb's house. This is very strange thing. Then that how come that if anyone is declaring himself to be the strongest ruler of India, so they must fight in the battlefield, not inside the house, calling somebody to the house and arresting him. So this is what he did. But then a shockwave was there in the entire Agra court. Nobody believed that this kind of behavior will be displayed by the king of India. Then a wave of sympathy was there for the Shivaji, and Shivaji somehow he escaped from Agra. Then, and when he escaped from Agra, so he took an oath that he will not let Aurangzeb penetrate through the Deccan, and which he did till 1680 till his natural death. After that, Aurangzeb got a sigh of relief, and then after he has gone into Bijapur and Golconda, he has annexed the Deccan part also, and then the other things are there. But now understand, so our story basically in the modern starts from the 1689. Then, so what is the background of it? So I'm just giving you a chronology. Then what is chronology? That's Shivaji's time, and then after who became the Chhatrapati of the Maratha area. So Shivaji in 1674, he has founded Maratha Empire and he has celebrated his coronation ceremony. So now onwards he will be known as, earlier he was Shivaji Bhosle, but now since he is the king, so Shivaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, that will be the full name. Then, so now his death happened in 1680. His eldest son was Sambhaji, who came to the throne in 1680 and continued till 1689. Once again in 1689, Sambhaji was captured by Aurangzeb, then, and then after not only he but his wife also, and so as Sambhaji's son also, basically we can say grandson of the Shivaji. Then, so what was his name? Sahu. So these three people were arrested, they were taken as a prisoner, and moreover Sambhaji, the son of the Shivaji, was hacked to death. Then the wife of the Sambhaji and so as, okay, so as the Sahu, they were kept in the Mughal captivity till 1707. अब ये तो जेल में है. What about the Maratha area? So Maratha area at this point of time is being ruled by the younger son of the Shivaji, whose name was Rajaram. ठीक है, Rajaram ruled till 07. ठीक है, so 1707 and 1700. Then his death happened in 1700, and then after his death, then the wife of the Rajaram, Tarabai, she is ruling the Maratha area in the name of her minor son Shivaji II. Okay? So this is what is the chronology part of theirs, that how it unfolded. Now 1707, it's an important year, death of Aurangzeb, elevation of Bahadur Shah to the throne of the Mughals, and then he is taking a decision in regard to the Maratha. What is that decision? He released Sahu from the Mughal captivity. So why Bahadur Shah Zafar has, not Zafar, sorry, Bahadur Shah first has done it. Bahadur Shah first has done it because he wanted that if the Sahu would be released from the jail, so then there would be some sort of dispute between Tarabai and Sahu for the emperorship of the Maratha area. And he was right in this regard. So when Sahu was released, fight started between Tarabai and Sahu. Then what is the reason? Tarabai wants that her son Shivaji II must continue as a ruler, and on the other hand Sahu, obviously he was the eldest grandson of the Shivaji, so he wanted the kingship. So this dispute between them continued till 1713, and then at this point of time a figure emerged as most important, whose name was Balaji Vishwanath. Balaji Vishwanath not only settled the dispute between Sahu and Tarabai, but he also got more powers for himself as Peshwa. Okay? So now understand that Peshwa, have we mentioned Peshwa earlier? No. So अब Peshwa कहाँ से ये position आती है? From where we get to know about this position? So who created the position of Peshwa? Any idea? Shivaji created. ठीक है? Very good. So Shivaji has actually established, in medieval part you study that Shivaji, when 1674 he celebrated his coronation ceremony, Rajyabhishek. That is the time when he created one system of the cabinet minister known as Ashtapradhan system. Then, so Ashtapradhan system, अब अष्ट का मतलब तो सबको पता है, 8. So 8 ministers were there. Then, out of these 8 ministers, the first and the foremost was the Peshwa. And in today's time, अगर जो comparison करना हो तो फिर then ये prime minister के equivalent होगा, ठीक है? So he was the prime minister of the kingdom. The first Peshwa who was appointed by Shivaji was Moropant Pingle. But then what happened at this point of time, that what is the difference between Balaji Vishwanath and the Peshwas who were appointed by Shivaji? The difference is, earlier the position of the Peshwa was not hereditary. It was on the basis of the capacity, capability, merit of the person. And then Peshwas used to change. Then they could be from the different families. But now what happened, that position of the Peshwa became hereditary. Okay? So this is the renewed power for the Balaji Vishwanath. It means that if the Balaji Vishwanath's death is happening, so his sons, okay, will be the next Peshwa, not anybody else. Then, so this is the new change. So एक काम करो, पहले a short Maratha chronology लिखो. So you mentioned foundation of Maratha Empire. Foundation of Maratha Empire 1674 by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Done? Then after it, so Shivaji's lifetime bhi isme likh lo that he was there till 1680. Just give me 1 minute. He met natural death in 1680. Then you write next Chhatrapati Sambhaji. '82, '89. Then Chhatrapati Rajaram. (1689 to 1700) and इसके बाद राजाराम के बाद ताराबाई. And you write as regent of her son, regent of her minor son, Shivaji II, and she is wife of the Rajaram. Then 1700 to 1707. Then यहाँ लिखो release of Sahu from Mughal captivity. Release of Sahu from Mughal captivity. And 1707. Done? So this is the timeline. Now write one paragraph. So abhi likho. After the release of Sahu, confrontation, after the release of Sahu, confrontation between Tarabai and Sahu started. Tarabai and Sahu started, which led to increment in the powers of Peshwa. Increment in the powers of Peshwa. Full stop. At this time, Peshwa Balaji Vishwanath not only Peshwa Balaji Vishwanath not only solved the dispute between Tarabai and Sahu, but also made the position of Peshwa hereditary through his diplomatic policy. position of Peshwa hereditary through his diplomatic policy. Then, so now listen. So this is the rise of the Peshwa. अब थोड़ी बार के लिए समझना that what is there. So understand that by this time Peshwa is emerging as an important figure, meaning that he is the administrative head of the Maratha Empire, and all the important decisions are to be taken by him. Then, but what about the who is the Chhatrapati and what is his role? So he is the symbolic figure, just like in today's system we have a president then who is the head of the state. He enjoys everything, okay, but he will not be involved in the war and other things, okay. He will be only deciding on the important matters and then ratifying the bills. So similarly over here also, that Chhatrapati position, he is the king of the area, but then all the fighting decisions will be taken by the Peshwa. Then so and who became Chhatrapati? Sahu. Okay. And what about the Tarabai? So dispute hone ke baad where she settled. So she got the area of the Kolhapur. Then so she got settled in the Kolhapur. Now there was no fight between them after some point of time. So now we are talking about the Balaji Vishwanath's time. So Balaji Vishwanath, so yahan se basically the discussion related to these all people happened 1713 to 1720. He was the Peshwa. So now during his tenure what all things have happened. So basically that during his tenure there are some initiatives. So number one initiative is that he is the one who persuaded the empire, Mughal empire, to give them the Chauth of Deccan and Sardes Mukhi of Deccan. So he secured that order which recognized the Marathas claim of Chauth and Sardes Mukhi of Deccan. Moreover, have we mentioned Mansabdari? नहीं किया था ना in classes. So basically Mansabdari जब तुम्हारे full-fledged classes में mention होगा, but otherwise actually it is a part of the medieval. So generally क्या होता है कि जब medieval start करते हैं तो उधर में अकबर के time पे I do teach the Mansabdari. Then, but एक चीज समझ लो यहाँ पे भी कि very similar to Mansabdari system, there was one system in the Maratha area and this system was called as Saranjami system. बहुत simple straightforward language में बता रहा हूँ that what is Saranjami system. So basically Saranjam was the piece of land. Okay? It was a piece of land and this Saranjam was given to important Maratha Sardars. Then, so it was given to important Maratha Sardars in lieu of their military support. So Maratha king ko, these Maratha Sardars, they were providing the military. Then and military में obviously cavalry होगा, soldiers होंगे, ठीक है? So these all would be there. So they are providing और इसके एवज में in lieu of it, then that military support they were given a land grant. This land grant was called as Saranjam. Then and this was a temporary land grant कि थोड़े समय के लिए, ठीक है? It is not permanent, it is not hereditary. Balaji Vishwanath, what he did, that he turned this Saranjam into permanent land grant. Okay? So permanent land grant, and at least there were 5 houses of the Maratha who had the permanent land grant. And who were these 5 houses? I hope you know. Batao. Very good. Sindhia and Bijapur nahi. Gaikwad. Naam batao. हाँ. So Sindhia, Gaikwad, Bhosle, Peshwa and Holkars. ठीक है? So these were the 5 houses of the Maratha who had the permanent land grant. पहले जो land grant था इनके पास वो permanent नहीं था, but he made it permanent. Then originally the system of the Saranjam was started by the 3rd king, and who was the 3rd king? Raja Ram. Then and now the change was made by Balaji Vishwanath. So 2-4 line लिखो. Title लिखा है ना Balaji Vishwanath. Then लिखो that he secured the Mughal order. He secured the Mughal order which recognized. He secured the Mughal order which recognized right to Chauth and Sardes Mukhi of Deccan. Right to Chauth and Sardes Mukhi of Deccan. Right to Chauth and Sardes Mukhi of Deccan. Full stop. Then mention. He made, अगला point लिखो, he made Saranjami system. He made Saranjami system hereditary in nature. He made Saranjami system hereditary in nature. Then अब थोड़ा बहुत लिख लो, what is this Saranjami? So all about. So start. Saranjam was the piece of land. Saranjam was the piece of land granted to important Maratha Sardars. Granted to important Maratha Sardars in return of military support provided to Maratha king. It was initiated by Chhatrapati Raja Ram. That then mention. Initially, it was temporary land grant. But later it became permanent land grant. Under Balaji Vishwanath. Land grant under Balaji Vishwanath. Okay. So this is about the Balaji Vishwanath major initiative. 1720, his death is happening, and then after his son became the next Peshwa, and who was his son? Bajirao first. Okay. So Bajirao first is regarded as one of the most decorated Peshwas of this time, and in fact his life was not only full with the military events but also romantic events also. Then so basically, as far as that his military campaigns are concerned, so it is said that he had 20 years of military career, and in this 20 years of military career he never faced any defeat. And in fact he is the one who gave one such exhortation. What was the exhortation when he has become the Peshwa? Let us establish Hindu Pad Sahi. Okay? So Hindu kingdom everywhere. This is what he wanted to, he said at that point of time. But now what has happened? There is something else written in the fate and the destiny, and he fell in love with one lady, Mastani. Okay? So there is altogether a very big story. Then those who have seen the movie, they must have seen. So Mastani was basically daughter of the ruler of the Bundelkhand, Chhatrasal. Okay? So Rajput ruler of Bundelkhand, Chhatrasal, one of the wife of the Chhatrasal was a Muslim, and then Mastani was born from that particular union. So she was practitioner of both the things. Okay? She was a devotee of the Lord Krishna also at the one hand, and on the other hand she was following the Islam also. Now what happened? She was trained in the those all military aspects, and she was well versed in horse riding, in sword fighting, everything. So when Muhammad Bangash has attacked on Bundelkhand, so then Chhatrasal requested Bajirao first to help them, but he refused. He refused because he himself was fighting some other war. Then, so he refused in a way that I'm occupied, so in this situation I cannot be of any help. But then what happened? The second time request was sent by his daughter. Okay? So she herself went over there, and then when Bajirao second time appeal ho rahi hai, and that too a beautiful proposal is there. So then he was like, yeah, beautiful proposal, who the hell will reject? Then, so now he has gone to help Chhatrasal, and then after he defeated Muhammad Bangash, and Bundelkhand was saved. As a token of gratitude, Raja Chhatrasal gave the hand of the Mastani, okay, to Bajirao first, but it was not accepted in his family. So why so? So understand that Bajirao's family was basically a Chitpavan Bhat Brahmin community, okay, and they were monogamous by tradition. So what does it mean? That going by the monogamous tradition, they can take only one wife. Then, and even after the death of the wife, so they cannot get married. So the first wife or the wife of the Bajirao was Kasibai. Then he was already married and he already had a son 13, 14-year-old when he got married to the Mastani. So the son name was Nana Sahib. So family did not accepted Mastani. So that's how she had to live separately in the Pune in Sanivarwada. Then, and as it is said that their love aspect was very strong. So after the defeat of the Nizam of Hyderabad in Malwa, so Bajirao defeated Nizam of Hyderabad in Malwa, and as per Treaty of Bhopal, he annexed the Malwa also. But then after he was terminally ill, he was in coma, and then slowly his health was deteriorating. The day he died, the news was broken to Mastani, and she also died on the same day. So it was a very strong bond between the two. And then after, a son which was born from their union, so the son was raised by Kashibai, and the name of the son was Samser Bahadur. So this is one aspect. But then another aspect of the Bajirao first is that he is the one whose favorite was Sindhyas and Holkars. So he picked up Sindhyas and Holkars to play an important role in Maratha politics, and in fact for a very longer period of time they have played a very important role in the Maratha politics. 1740 his death happened. After his death, his son Nana Sahib, okay, from the Kashibai, so he is becoming the next Peshwa. And moreover Nana Sahib, so now एक tradition था वहाँ पे कि नाना साहब तो चलो घर का नाम हो गया. So whenever they are coming to the power, so they will be taking some sort of Balaji, Bajirao, ऐसे कुछ करके नाम, ठीक है. So he also took a title, and that title was Balaji Bajirao, ठीक है. It seems confusing, I know, ठीक है. मुझे भी लगता था कि हर कोई बाजीराव क्यों है. Everyone is Bajirao. In fact, there is a Bajirao second also. So we often get confused कि किसने क्या किया. So it's confusing, but then it is up to historians and then the kings and the queens. They wanted to make the life of the UPSC aspirant difficult. That's why there are Louis 16, ठीक है. So कुछ और नाम रख लेते, ठीक है. तुम ही लोगों में से किसी का नाम रख दिया होता. So now anyways, so he came with the title of the Balaji Bajirao, and he is regarded as the most successful Peshwa. अब देखो सक्सेस के भी पैरामीटर्स होते हैं. अब सक्सेस किस रिगार्ड में, किसने टेरिटरी को सबसे ज्यादा बढ़ाया, who has expanded the kingdom at max. So that was the Nana Sahib. एक फ्रेज बहुत पॉपुलर था नाना साहब के बारे में, दैट हिज रूल एक्सटेंडेड फ्रॉम कटक टू अटक. देन सो कटक उड़ीसा एंड अटक अफगानिस्तान, ठीक है. सो बॉर्डर ऑफ द पाकिस्तान एंड अफगानिस्तान. So he was highly victorious in these all areas. Moreover, you remember, Bengal में हम लोग अलीवर्दी खान की बात कर रहे थे, ठीक है. And at the time of the Alivardi Khan, there were many raids over there in the Bengal. Then, and these raids were done by the Nana Sahib himself. Then, so that's how Alivardi Khan agreed that he will be giving 1.25 lakh rupees to Nana Sahib annually. Then, so that they must not be raiding the Bengal. On the other hand, Nana Sahib, what he has done, that he has captured the area of Punjab from the agents of Abdali. Okay? And agents of Abdali, they occupied it. As far as the timeline is concerned, there was one Mughal ruler, later Mughal ruler, whose name was also Ahmad Shah. Okay? After the death of Muhammad Shah Rangila. Then, so during his tenure, Multan and Punjab was occupied by Abdali. 1758 tak it was with the Abdali. It is in 1759 when Marathas have taken Punjab from the Abdali. This became the major bone of contention, and it led to the last battle of Panipat, which is third battle of Panipat between Abdali and Maratha. Okay? And in this battle, so it was all expected, everybody expected that nobody can defeat Marathas by this time, but Abdali has a much greater plan, and he defeated Marathas thoroughly in the third battle of Panipat, and Maratha glory was hit bottom because of it. But you tell me कि चलो अब्दाली ने हरा दिया मराठास को थर्ड बैटल ऑफ पानीपत, डिड इट लेड टू द एनेक्सेशन ऑफ द मराठा किंगडम? नो. सो व्हाट इट लेड टू, व्हाट वाज द फाइट ऑल अबाउट? किस जगह के लिए थी? फॉर पंजाब. फाइट वाज फॉर पंजाब, फाइट वाज नॉट फॉर द मराठा एरिया. सो इफ समबडी इज विनिंग अ बैटल, अगर जो इस हिसाब किताब से जाएं, वैसे मतलब ये इसको पॉलिटिकली इनकरेक्ट मत लेना, इस हिसाब किताब से जाएं, so China already won the territory of India, okay, in the 65 battle. Then it has penetrated through Guwahati. Does that mean that China has occupied all India? No. So they were victorious in the northeastern part, and then some sort of arrangement happened, so they have left the Guwahati and they have gone back. Then, so this is how. So if the Abdali is victorious in Punjab, so obviously Punjab will go back to him. But Abdali was also unfortunate. You know why? Abdali was also unfortunate because इतनी तैयारी कर ली थी इस वॉर की that he spent all his money in this war. Then that is one part. Then so he has spent with high expectation, and he has brought some unique kind of guns in this war, which was known as swivel guns. Then so obviously उस जमाने में गन लाने के लिए पैसे तो ज्यादा चाहिए, ठीक है. Now he was victorious in the war, but then the news came from his own kingdom that it has been attacked by the Iranians. He has to run back to his own kingdom to save his empire. That's how even after winning Punjab, he could not control Punjab. You got it? तो इस particularly इस battle से अब्दाली को भी कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ, and no benefit happened to them. Obviously Marathas were defeated, so how come there would be any benefit to them? Then, so who got the benefit? British East India Company. It paved the way for the rise of the British East India Company. Then, so if Abdali did not got benefit and Maratha did not got benefit, so then the European powers will be getting benefit. And in the European powers, the one who has already defeated French in 1760, you remember which battle? Battle of Vendy Wash. Then, so they are watching, and now their intervention in these all areas will start. Then, so this is considered as the one of the most important opportunity for the British East India Company. So एक बार लिखो थोड़ा सा मेंशन. सो बाजीराव के बारे में नहीं लिखा है, तो फर्स्ट यू राइट अ टाइटल बाजीराव फर्स्ट. बाजीराव फर्स्ट. (20 to 40). Very straightforward timeline, but generally it doesn't happen. Then, so mention. He was the second greatest exponent. He was the second greatest exponent of guerrilla warfare. You understand what is guerrilla warfare? वो छुप छुप difficult terrain में war करना, ठीक है? And who was the first greatest exponent? Shivaji, ठीक है? Then mention, he wanted to establish Hindu पद पद साही. हिंदू पद पद साही, एंड ब्रैकेट्स में लिखो हिंदू किंगडम एवरीवेयर. Done. Then mention after it Hindu Padpat Sahi. In his entire military career of 20 years, in his entire military career of 20 years, he never faced any defeat. He never faced any defeat. Any defeat. Full stop. Then आगे देखो. It was he who picked Scindia and Holkers. It was he who picked Scindia and Holkers to play important role in Maratha politics. To play important role in Maratha politics. लिख लो पहले, ठीक है? रिपीट करना है. कहाँ से बताओ? रुको, मैं तो खुद ही दिमाग से फ्रेम करके लिख रहा हूँ, तो मुझे खुद भी याद नहीं रहता है. It was he who picked Scindia and Holkers to play important role in Maratha politics. Then mention, he defeated Nizam of Hyderabad. And as per Treaty of Bhopal, he got the area of Malwa. he got the area of Malwa. Done. So Mastani wala episode we are not writing here. Okay, it was just a part of the story. Then you write next one, Balaji Bajirao. And then his another name. So pet name was Nana Sahib. (1740 to 61). So even his timeline is also very straightforward. So mention he was son of बाजीराव फर्स्ट. अच्छा एक और चीज मुझे बतानी थी यहाँ पे, रुक जाओ एक मिनट, ठीक है. सो देर इज वन एग्रीमेंट विच वॉज मेड एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इन 1749. डेथ ऑफ द छत्रपति साहू हैपेंड, ठीक है. एंड आफ्टर दैट द एंटायर पावर वॉज ट्रांसफर्ड टू पेशवा, ठीक है. मीनिंग दैट पेशवा हैज नाउ बिकम द डिफैक्टो रूलर. All the powers, in fact, there would be no ceremonial position and it will be only the Peshwa position. पहले दो position थे, एक छत्रपति, another Peshwa, but now only the Peshwa position. So this happened through one agreement which is known as Sangola agreement. Done. So पहले इसको लिख लो, ठीक है. You write in 1749. Death of Chhatrapati Sahu happened. In 1749, death of Chhatrapati Sahu happened. Chhatrapati Sahu happened. उसके बाद लिखो. After which all the powers of Chhatrapati was transferred to Peshwa, and he became de facto ruler. He became de facto ruler of Maratha area. रूलर ऑफ मराठा एरिया. पैराग्राफ चेंज करना और फिर लिखो मेंशन ही वॉज द मोस्ट सक्सेसफुल पेशवा. He was the most successful Peshwa who expanded. He was the most successful Peshwa who expanded Maratha Empire. From Cuttack to Attock. Then, and Attock चाहो तो लिख लो, it is in Afghanistan. Then mention he raided Bengal many a times. Raided, raid वाला raided, ठीक है. Raided Bengal many a times, which led to an agreement with Alivardi Khan. Who gave Odisha. Alivardi Khan, who gave Odisha to Maratha. Full stop. Alivardi Khan also promised to give 1.25 lakh rupees 1.25 lakh rupees annual payment to Marathas. Marathas. Then फिर से पैराग्राफ चेंज करो and then you write mention in 1759 1759 Peshwa occupied Punjab and expelled agents of Abdali from Punjab. It became, full stop के बाद लिखना, it became major bone of contention. What does it mean? झगड़े का कारण, ठीक है, हाँ. So major bone of contention between Abdali and Maratha. हो गया? Which led to third battle of Panipat. 1761. See, this is one such topic जहाँ पे कट शॉर्ट करने को मुझे भी इच्छा नहीं होती है, even if it is a cut short class. Then चलो I'll share the story with you because this is very close to the Indian story. Then and many such strategies we learn from the Abdali's attack. So I'm sharing everything with you. ठीक है? क्या reasons थे कि Marathas were so powerful, militarily they were so powerful, despite the fact they were defeated in this. And if you look at the casualties which happened in this particular battle, that was not less. 50,000 Marathas were killed in this particular battle. In fact, it is said that Panipat became a stinking town. You know why stinking town? There was nobody left to perform the last rites also. ठीक है? People were in the fight. And it's not like that Abdalis did not suffer any injury. He also suffered same type of the injuries. Only thing कि इस मार काट में कोई तो एक जीतना था, he was the victorious. Then, but he also suffered many injuries. So it was one of the most brutal and they dreaded war of that time. So now let's listen that what were the Abdali strategy and where Marathas failed. So first of all, what was the most important, that strongest aspect of the Maratha? How they were victorious in rest of the times earlier? Guerrilla warfare. ठीक है? अब ये बताओ guerrilla warfare होता कहाँ है? हाँ, डिफिकल्ट ज्योग्राफिकल टेरेन. ठीक है, जहां पे प्लेन ग्राउंड है वहां पे गुरिल्ला वॉरफेयर डज नॉट वर्क्स. ठीक है, वर्क ही नहीं करता है. सो बेसिकली व्हेन वी लुक एट द मराठा कैंपेन्स इन द डेक्कन एरिया, सो इट इज अ डिफिकल्ट टेरेन. कहीं माउंटेन्स है, सो कहीं पे that hilly areas, so like this way the coastal areas, so there are variety of the landforms over there and where the guerrilla warfare was very suitable. But then when it comes to Panipat was a plain ground. Then it's a complete flat ground. So these kind of strategies will not work. तो एक तो disadvantage ये था कि in Panipat you cannot fight guerrilla warfare. Then the other disadvantage was that Marathas were fighting with the traditional weapons, but Abdali has bought swivel guns. ठीक है, और ये guns को they were carrying on the camels. ठीक है, and then camels के hood के पीछे से they were launching it. Then another thing is that Abdali has made an extensive plan. He knew the enemies of the Maratha. So one of the enemy of the Maratha was their own strategy. You know what? Raid strategy. ठीक है, so रेड. अब ये बताओ कि रेड ये थोड़ी होता है कि रात को फोन किया कि कल हम आपके घर पे रेड डालने आएंगे, तैयार रहिएगा, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. सो रेड हैपेंस ऑल ऑफ सडन. देन all of sudden when you are not expecting, so raid happens. This is what was the Maratha strategy, that most of the places when they are raiding, so then others are caught unaware and then they are successful, and uske baad they are getting Chauth and Sardeshmukhi from that area. So now this started working against Maratha. Why so? because many people were offended by it. Then, which included the Awadh ruler, Sujaud-Dawla, which included the Jat rulers, then which included many Rajput rulers also. Then, so when there was a need of support from the side of the Maratha, none of them turned up. In fact, some of them went with the Abdali side. So, for example, Awadh ruler Sujaud-Dawla, he clearly supported अब्दाली. एक बोन ऑफ कंटेंशन यहाँ पे भी है, नॉट बोन ऑफ कंटेंशन बट एक्चुअली कंट्रोवर्सी है रिलेटेड टू राजा सूरजमल हु वाज द जाट रूलर. यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट इट. सो कुछ लोग बोलते हैं, कुछ हिस्टोरियंस दे से दैट सूरजमल अर्लियर ही प्रॉमिस्ड दैट विल बी सपोर्टिंग द मराठा बट देन ही डिड नॉट टर्न अप. देन बट द मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द हिस्टोरियंस दे से that he took a neutral stand. Initially he had conversation with the Maratha that he will be supporting them, but then he did not support it. He took a neutral stand in the war, not from the side of the Abdali. So that's for sure that he has not taken the side of the Abdali. Okay? But calling him that he did not supported Maratha, and it means that he has taken side of Abdali. So that was wrong. Then, so that is one part. Then Rohillas, okay? So Rohillas have supported Abdali. So many people, they supported Abdali, and Abdali army was not less than the Maratha army when they have reached over here. So एक तो ये reason था. Then another reason of the defeat was the intelligence strategy. So Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II was on the side of the Marathas. He was fighting with the Marathas then, and on the side of the Marathas then, and all the supplies in the war, they are going from the Delhi then. So Delhi से सब कुछ जाता था then, and Delhi Panipat highway which is there, which is the supply line then. So Abdali, he targeted the Delhi Panipat highway. He destroyed the Delhi Panipat highway when the Marathas have moved inside the Panipat, and then after, you know what happened, ना तो वेपन सप्लाई हो पा रहा है और ना तो फूड सप्लाई हो पा रहा है. देयर वाज अ नियर हंगर सिचुएशन इन द मराठा कैंप. देन दैट नियर हंगर सिचुएशन एंड मोर ओवर इट डीमोरलाइज्ड देयर फोर्सेस. जब खाने को ही नहीं है तो फोर्सेस लड़ाई कैसे करेंगे? एंड दैट्स हाउ फाइनली अब्दाली वाज वेरी मच effective in this war. So they were defeated then, and in this defeat some of the big Maratha leaders were killed then, which includes the cousin of the Nana Sahib, Sadasiv Rao Bhau, and so as his own son also, Vishwas Rao. Peshwa ka beta, Vishwas Rao, he was also killed, and so as Shamsher Bahadur, who was son of the Bajirao first and Mastani. Okay? So they all got killed in this war. And when this news was broken to the Peshwa, Peshwa also died because of heart attack. Then that he was not able to gulp this news, engross this news. Obviously it is heartbreaking. Then so this is one of the lowest phase in the Maratha history. Then their glory was hit bottom. But then, you know, Marathas are highly industrious people. And then they decided that they will be rebuilding their fortunes. So 1761 onwards, there was a new phase in the Maratha history, that is the phase of rebuilding. And this rebuilding happened with the support of three important pillars of that time. So these three important pillars, ek to Peshwa hi the, and what is the name of the Peshwa? Peshwa Madhav Rao. And then two other people were Nana Fadnis and Maharji Sindhya. Then, so Maharji Sindhya was one of the biggest strategy maker and very popular guy, and then also he was always leading from the front. So he was also one of the stalwart. You remember that at the point of the Shah Alam we mentioned that he brought Shah Alam to Delhi from Allahabad by expelling the Rohillas. याद आ रहा है कुछ? भूल गए हो, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. So दोबारा repeat होगा तो याद आएगा. So he supported Shah Alam many a times. When Shah Alam was exiled by Abdali, after this Panipat battle actually, Abdali exiled him for 12 years. Then he was not allowed to live in Delhi. So Mughal Emperor Shah Alam was living in Allahabad for 12 years. In 1771, it is the Maharji Sindhya who repelled the Rohillas who were ruling from Delhi, and then he reinstalled Shah Alam. And finally it is in the 1788, ye wala story I think I have shared in the class, that Shah Alam was blinded by one of the Rohilla leader, Ghulam Qadir. Then, and at that time also, Maharji Sindhya came to Delhi, he hunted down Ghulam Qadir and he also hacked Ghulam Qadir to death. Then, so he took the revenge on part of the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. Then, but then by the time Mughal Emperor Shah Alam is blind, he is ruling till 1806 as a blind emperor. Then, so these are the developments of this time. Then, so एक बार लिखो, mention करो. What is the last line that you have written? थर्ड बैटल ऑफ पानीपत, ठीक है. सो यू राइट, despite Marathas being highly powerful, despite Marathas being highly powerful, in third battle of Panipat, कॉमा के बाद लिखना है, in third battle of Panipat, they faced great challenge from Abdali, and finally defeat of Marathas. Then mention after it. In this battle, Abdali brought swivel gun. Spelling देख के लिख लो. Abdali brought swivel gun. On the other hand, Marathas were fighting with. On the other hand, Marathas were fighting with traditional weapons. More than 50,000 people died. More than 50,000 people died in this war. And even Abdali suffered heavy casualties. Done. फिर पैराग्राफ चेंज करो, लिखो, even though Abdali was victorious, in this battle, he did not gained anything. Comma, as he had to run back. To his kingdom in Afghanistan, which was attacked by Iranians at that time. Then एक लास्ट लाइन लिखो, पैराग्राफ चेंज करके लिखना, आफ्टर दिस बैटल मुगल एम्परर शाह आलम was exiled from Delhi for 12 years. And administration in Delhi was controlled by agents of Abdali Rohillas. Then, so now listen, अभी फिर मराठा तो the rebuilding phase is happening, but थोड़ा सा complication अब मराठा पार्ट में स्टार्ट होगा, ठीक है. So just understand, क्योंकि बहुत सारे नाम आने वाले हैं एक साथ में, ठीक है, किसका भाई और कौन किसको मारा, this will all happen. Madhav Rao, as we mentioned, is the next Peshwa. His tenure continued from 1761 to 1772. And by this point of time, as far as the finances of the Marathas are concerned, सब कुछ restore कर लिया था, ठीक है? In fact, they also got many of their forts and territory back, ठीक है? पंजाब छोड़ के बाकी in Maratha area, they have restored their fortunes. Then, and as we said, that important personalities of this time who were helping the Peshwa were Nana Fadnis and Mahaji Sindhya. Now what happened 1772 when Madhav Rao's death happened? So then Narayan Rao was appointed next Peshwa. But within a year or so, another person whose name was Raghunath Rao. Then, and Raghunath Rao was actually one of the son of the Baji Rao first. Confusion के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, but ऐसे ही इसको ऐसे information लो कि एक बार सुन के समझ के छोड़ दिया, ठीक है? याद नहीं करना है. याद करने के पीछे पड़ोगे तो फिर याद नहीं होगा, ठीक है? Because you know in blood relations, particularly in this that history part, याद नहीं रहता है. It's only that chachis and dadis they can remember. मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ कि कैसे चाची, एंड आई हैव सीन दैट कि वो दो लड़कियां लड़कियां नहीं औरतें बात कर रही हैं, दे विल से अरे उनकी चाची की मौसी का भतीजा था, आप समझ गई, वो समझ गई, ठीक है? आई वाज लाइक कि मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया. सो वी कैन नॉट रिमेंबर. दिस इज वन सच इशू विद अस. सो नाउ so he was actually one of the son of the Bajirao first, ठीक है? And but then he was not a man of character. He killed Narayan Rao, he became the Peshwa, and then after the 12 administrators, important administrators which were there in the Maratha court at that time, they did not like this particular move by the Raghunath Rao. In 1774, they removed him from the position of Peshwa. Then, and they appointed son of the Narayan Rao, who was just a minor, 3-4-year-old as a Peshwa. Okay? And then, obviously, so 3-4-year child is appointed as a Peshwa, so he must be under somebody's regency. So he was under the regency of the Nana Fadnis. Then, so Nana Fadnis is going to take all the decisions. Now, this is the time from where the conspiracies would be hatched in the Maratha Empire. Raghunath Rao, he ran to the Bombay, okay, to sign a secret treaty with the British East India Company. So he signed a secret treaty with the British East India Company at Surat, then, which is called as Treaty of Surat. So he has asked to British East India Company that if British East India Company supports Raghunath Rao to get the position of Peshwa, so then he will be giving the area of Bharuch and Salseet to the British East India Company. Now company waited for some time कि कुछ ऐसा हो कि वो अटैक कर सकें. In 1775, अब थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना इस बात को. In Mysore part also we have mentioned. You remember that Hyder Ali was expecting help of the British during the attack of the Marathas. They did not turn up, and then he started supporting French. Remember? He gave them refuge to during the American War of Independence. Now यहाँ पे भी मराठा एरिया में भी वही हुआ. In 1775, Nana Fadnis, he gave the French forces, French people, particular access to one of the Maratha port. Then, now this is what the British East India Company found as the reason कि अब मौका मिल गया है, we can attack. So they attacked on the Pune. Then, so now the fight between the British East India Company and Maratha started. ठीक है? इसमें बहुत सारे phases थे इस पूरे fight में, which continued till started in 1775 and continued till 1782. So इसमें जो पहला phase है, ठीक है? एक साल के बाद war बंद हो गया था, ठीक है? It seemed that there would be a peace treaty, but when once again it started, and initially the first phase, which is 75 to 80. It was fought by Mahaji Sindhya, and Lagbhag, ठीक है, each and every place he has defeated British. Then, so Mahaji Sindhya, in fact, there is one of the battle which is very famous in which he has thoroughly defeated British. That is known as Battle of Vadgaon. Vadgaon is closer to Pune. Then what happened? 1780, the Bengal Governor General. अभी जो fight थी अभी तक, it was fought by the Bombay unit. Then now Bombay unit made an appeal to Bengal unit, ठीक है, Bengal Governor General, and who was the Governor General? Warren Hastings. Then to intervene in the war. Now Warren Hastings 80 से 82 के बीच में he entered into the war and he defeated Mahaji Sindhya. ठीक है? So अब हिसाब किताब बराबर. That some places Mahaji Sindhya was victorious, and some places Warren Hastings was victorious. So now, at the end of the day, in 82, the war proved to be inconclusive, and it ended with Treaty of Salbai. Treaty of Salbai, it resulted into 20-year relative peace between the Maratha and British, meaning that both have promised that they will not interfere. Then, so it led to the relative peace and restoration of the territory. So restoration of the territories has happened. Pura nahi bata raha, but then important points I am telling you. Okay? Moreover, British recognized the claim of the Mahadji Sindhya closer to Gwalior, and then in return, the Marathas have recognized the British claim on the Sal seat. Then, so ये सब कुछ inconclusive रहा. The status quo was maintained, and then finally what happened? So 82 से लेके 1803 तक, there was no intervention from the side of the British. Then, and there is no such issue of Marathas with the British. But from 1803 onwards, it will restart. So we'll talk about the reason that why it will restart from 1803. Okay? So Maratha is important topic as far as our exam is concerned. So एक बार लिखो इसको. Raghunath Rao, I told you ना, he was son of the Peshwa Bajirao first. बहुत सारे बच्चे होंगे उनके, ठीक है? But then one of it, so Nana Sahib was the first son, eldest from the Kasi Bai. With Mastani, he had only one son. That was Samsher Bahadur. अब नाम क्यों अलग रखा था, इसकी भी एक कहानी है कि the priests who were there, they were not ready for the nomenclature of the Mastani son. Then Hinduism में एक संस्कार होता है, there is a one ritual which is called as नामकरण संस्कार. Then, so they were not ready for it, and at the same point of time, the lady Kashibai was also pregnant. So two child were born at the same point of time. So एक का तो nomenclature हुआ, but दूसरे का नहीं हुआ, the one who was born with the Mastani. So Mastani wanted to keep the name of the child Krishna, then, because he was devotee of the Lord Krishna. But then what happened? When the priest, they refused. So Bajirao, at this point of time, he was very angry, and he said that I will keep the name of my son a Muslim name. Then, and that's how he kept the name Samsher Bahadur. Then, so he was actually pissed off with the orthodoxy which existed at that point of time. So now, ये beginning में मैंने बोला था ना कि he gave the statement, let us establish Hindu Pad Sahi. Then, and same person got offended by the orthodoxy which existed in the society. So लिखो, mention करो, बताओ. Conflict between? नहीं, conflict नहीं था. देखो मूवी में थोड़ा ड्रामेटाइज करके दिखाते हैं. I'll tell you the exact thing. After this battle, Mughal Emperor Salam. एक बार पढ़ लें तो क्या लिखा है, फिर मैं तुम्हारे सवाल का जवाब दे रहा हूँ. So देखो कोई dispute नहीं था, ठीक है. In fact, in the movie, dramatization happens. Then, so obviously Kashibai never liked he has got married to Mastani, but then she was not a bad lady. Then, so she met Mastani also, and many a time she ensured that Mastani gets her share. So when the death of the Mastani has also happened, so Kashi raised Samsher Bahadur as her own son, and she made sure that the area of Kalpi is Gwalior से झांसी के बीच का area है, ठीक है? So area of the Kalpi is given to the Samsher Bahadur. Then, and he was appointed as one of the officer by Nana Sahib himself. That's why he fought in the Battle of Panipat, side by side the army, and then he sacrificed his life in the side by side in the army itself. So there was no such issues like it. Okay? So let's come to the next part. एक टाइटल लिखो, पेशवा माधव राव. पेशवा माधव राव 61 to 72. इसमें लिखो, under the able guidance of Peshwa, under the able guidance of Peshwa, Nana Fadnis and Mahadji Sindhya, Nana Fadnis and Mahadji Sindhya, Marathas rebuilt their fortunes. Marathas rebuilt their fortunes. Then you mention rebuilt their fortunes, full stop. After the death of Madhav Rao, after the death of Madhav Rao, Narayan Rao was appointed next Peshwa. Narayan Rao was appointed next Peshwa. Then mention after it, Narayan Rao was appointed next Peshwa, who was assassinated by Raghunath Rao, who was assassinated by Raghunath Rao in 1773. Full stop. Raghunath Rao declared himself as the next Peshwa. But very soon he was deposed by, deposed, D-E-P-O-S-E-D. Very soon he was deposed by the administrators. The administrators. Paragraph change karo. Minor son of Narayan Rao, minor son of Narayan Rao, Savai Madhav Rao was appointed. Savai Madhav Rao was appointed next Peshwa. Savai Madhav Rao was appointed next Peshwa under the regency of Nana Fadnis. Under the regency of Nana Fadnis. Then mention after it, under the regency of Nana Fadnis, full stop. At this point of time, Raghunath Rao signed a secret treaty with British East India Company at Surat. Then Surat, which led to the first battle between Maratha and British. So you write First Anglo-Maratha War, 1775 to 82. First Anglo-Maratha War, 1775 to 82. लिखो, अब मेंशन करो. When Nana Fadnis granted a port, to French, P-O-R-T wala port to French on western coast, British attacked on Pune. Initially, full stop के बाद लिखो, initially Mahaji Sindhya. Initially, Mahaji Sindhya defeated British. ऊपर है Mahaji Sindhya defeated British at many places. But later, Bengal Governor General Warren Hastings, WARREN Hastings, entered into war. Warren Hastings entered into war and defeated Mahaji Sindhya. एक बार रुक जाओ, ठीक है? So just wait. So that this was inconclusive. सालबाई में एक चीज मुझे मेंशन करना था. In Treaty of Salbai, there was one provision which said that Marathas would be supporting British against Hyder Ali or Tipu Sultan. ठीक है? This is why in 1790, when the third battle happened between Tipu Sultan and British, so Marathas have supported British. ठीक है? And that was the most important battle, which led to half of the Masurian territory annexed by the British. ठीक है? British ही नहीं, उसमें बंटवारा भी हुआ था. It was actually distributed among the warring partners. So Marathas also got good area, so as the Travancore and so as the British. ठीक है? Nizam also got some areas. Then, तो एक बार लिखो. This war ended with Treaty of Salbai. This war ended with Treaty of Salbai, 1782. Done. As per the treaty, Marathas will be supporting British. Marathas will be supporting British in fight against. As per the treaty, Marathas will be supporting British in fight against Mysore. In fight against Mysore. Full stop. This treaty led to 20 years of relative peace. 20 years of relative peace between Shanti, matlab. So relative peace between Maratha and British. Maratha and British. Now let's look at the last of the developments. So understand how it unfolded. So 1774, the minor son of the Narayan Rao, whose name was Savai Madhav Rao, was appointed as the Peshwa. His age might have been 3-4 years at that point of time. But then 1795, suppose that if he was 3 to 4 years in or 4 years in 1774, so his age till 1795, he must be 25 years, 24, 23 years. अब तो adult हो चुका है. So still he is under the regency of the Nana Fadnis. Then, so basically regency तभी तक होती थी till the emperor turns 18. ठीक है? But then regency continued, and moreover, the attitude of the Nana Fadnis was very high-handed towards the Savai Madhav Rao. Then, so when he has turned adult, he was the Peshwa. He wanted to take all the decisions. Then he wanted to be important figure in the decision making. But all the time Nana Fadnis used to say that you are not capable. Okay? So you are not capable, you don't understand, you don't have the wit, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the intellect, everything he used to say all the time. Or जब किसी को इतनी बार बोलो, तो then he feels bad. He was going into the depression. Then, and there came a time when Savai Madhav Rao felt that he is just a decorative piece in the Maratha politics, that he is the figurehead, he is the head of the Maratha empire, but then for nothing. ठीक है, all the decisions are taken by somebody else. He committed suicide. So this is for the first time in the Maratha history that anybody has committed suicide. Then, so he committed suicide. Now there was a political upheaval at that time. So then the last Peshwa was appointed. Okay? So last Peshwa was Bajirao II. And who was Bajirao II? He was the son of the Raghunath Rao. Okay? So son of the Raghunath Rao. So basically that Marathas were, as far as their policy, their decision making, their progressiveness is concerned, they were progressive. They will not punish the son because his father was not good. Okay? So this belief was there. Obviously that family would not be punished. His wife would not be punished because his husband has done the crime. So they were not of that belief. So that's why they have chosen from the family Bajirao II as the next Peshwa. But to their expectation, Bajirao II exactly similar to Raghunath Rao. Okay? He was no different than the Raghunath Rao. So for the first time it is Raghunath Rao who has gone to the place of the British to ask for the favor, and second time it will be the Bajirao II who will be going to their place. What is the reason? So reason, understand. He wanted to get rid of the Nana Fadnis then, but 1800 Nana Fadnis death happened, and already by 1895 Mahaji Sindhya is also dead. Then, so Mahaji Sindhya, just before the death of the Madhav Rao, his death has happened. Okay? Then 1800 Nana Fadnis died. Now after the death of the Nana Fadnis, already the character of the Bajirao II is revealed to everyone, and Holkars and Sindhyas, who were the important figures in the court, so they got divided on the support of the Bajirao II. Okay? So Holkars did not wanted to support Bajirao II. Then, and Sindhya said कि हम लोग support करेंगे. We will be supporting the Bajirao II. So this is what happened. Now when Holkars in open court they said that they will not be supporting the Peshwa, so Peshwa was so agitated with it that he planned the cold-blooded murder of the Vithoji Rao Holkar. Okay? And he performed it. After it, the younger brother of the Vithoji Rao Holkar, he prepared his forces from Indore, and then he attacked on the Pune. It was a ferocious attack, and then after, Peshwa fled to the British East India Company in Bombay. So he escaped from Pune, he landed in Bombay, and then he signed the last treaty, which is Treaty of Bassein, or it is also called as Subsidiary Alliance System. Okay? So Treaty of Bassein was basically Subsidiary Alliance System, and that's how after the signing of the treaty, British got all the rights to fight with the Holkars. Then, so अब एक चीज यहाँ पे एक complication है, but then it is also a good thing to know this particular part. So Sindhyas who have supported Bajirao II, ठीक है, after the death of Nana Fadnis, did they supported subsidiary alliance system? No, they did not support it. So they have supported him when his Nana Fadnis was dead, but they are not going to accept the subsidiary alliance system. So then the war started, and actually the second Maratha war with the British was actually between the Sindhyas and the British. When they refused to accept subsidiary alliance, so British started to fight with the Sindhyas, and this continued. Now Holkars supported Sindhyas in it. Okay? So finally what happened that by 1805, Sindhyas were defeated, but it was not an easy defeat. Okay? It is just like कि election हो रहा है, election में the candidate who is victorious, he is just victorious with one vote. Okay? So fight was this close. Then that, and moreover, British had to spend hell lot of money. So इस time पे British government got offended with the Governor General of Bengal, and who was Governor General? Wellesley, who created subsidiary alliance system. They called him back to the Britain. Okay? So they called him after Sindhyas were defeated, so they called him back to Britain. So it means that Holkars were not defeated, only Sindhyas were defeated. Okay? So this is the development during the second war. We will talk about the third later on. So थोड़ा सा लिखो, paragraph change करके लिखो. Mention in 1895. In 1895, 90 नहीं अच्छा 18 नहीं 17 sorry 1795 पेशवा सवाई माधव राव committed suicide. Have you seen that Game of Thrones? Tommen, he killed himself, suicide. बेचारा वही हाल यहाँ पे भी था. You have those who have seen, they can correlate. that he also jumped from the building and then killed himself. Okay? So now further right. So what you were mentioning, committed suicide due to high-handedness. Due to high-handedness of Nana Fadnis. What does it mean? High-handedness. Kadai se pesh aana. That is high-handedness. Then mention. It led to appointment of. Bajirao II. Bajirao II as the next Peshwa. You're right. Mention. आगे लिखो. अब इसमें नाम लिख के, ईयर लिख के, you write. After the death of Nana Fadnis, Maratha Sardars, particularly Maratha Sardars, particularly Sindhyas and Holkars, got divided. Sindhya and Holkars got divided on the question of support. To the Peshwa. Mention. Holkars decided not to support Peshwa. Holkars decided not to support Peshwa, which led to brutal killing of Vithoji Rao Holkar. In this situation, Yaswant Rao Holkar, attacked on Pune. Terrified Peshwa fled to Bombay. And signed Treaty of Bassein. Or subsidiary alliance with BEIC, British East India Company. So एक बार subsidiary alliance थोड़ा सा समझ लो. What was this? What is this Treaty of Bassein? Because this was one of the initial designs of the British to capture India then and capture the Indian kingdom slowly. So not all the provisions we are going to write, but I am going to discuss the provisions. ठीक है? ताकि थोड़ी समझ develop हो. So now this provision is all about taking the sovereignty of the Indian kingdoms. अब कैसे क्या था? So the very first provision. So the native ruler, मतलब India का ruler, ठीक है? So the native ruler going into the subsidiary alliance system will have to accept British force in his territory. So the native ruler accepting subsidiary alliance will have to accept a British force in his territory. Moreover, he will have to pay the maintenance cost of the British army. That is provision number 1. So army British की रखूं मैं और payment भी मैं करूं, ठीक है? So this is very first one. The question arises कि suppose कि किसी year मैंने payment नहीं किया, some year I am not able to make the payment, then or some time that I am not able to make the maintenance cost. So in this scenario, what will be there? So equivalent to payment, suppose that payment is around 10 lakh, I was not able to make it, then so equivalent to the 10 lakh, a territory will be taken by the British, ठीक है? So chipping off of the territory, थोड़ा थोड़ा टुकड़े टुकड़े में territory ले लेना. So this is the second one. Third, a British resident was to be appointed in the native court, meaning that Indian kingdom. So British resident, and what is the work of this British resident? So he will make sure that all the terms and conditions of the treaty are followed. But what the resident was doing? Interfering in the political affairs. Then apart from it. Fourth, the native ruler, meaning the Indian ruler, cannot employ any European other than British in his court. It means that they cannot take the help of the French, they cannot take the help of the Dutch, anybody, only British. Okay? So that is there. Then apart from it, another one. The native ruler entering into the alliance cannot make alliance with anybody else, then, and cannot declare war on the anybody else without the permission of the British. Then, so बिना ब्रिटिश के परमिशन के किसी पे अटैक भी नहीं कर सकते हो, किसी से दोस्ती भी नहीं कर सकते हो, ठीक है? सो इट सीम्स दैट दे हैव मेड द नेटिव रूलर प्योर गुलाम, ठीक है? एंड दैट इज द रियलिटी. एंड व्हाट द नेटिव रूलर इज गोइंग टू गेट बैक इन दिस, ठीक है? So they said they gave a false promise. And what is a false promise? That they will protect the native ruler's territory, okay, from any external or internal danger, which they never did. Then, so this is the false design which was created, sinister design, which was created by the British authority to fool the Indian rulers, and Bajirao II was completely caught in it. Then, so that's how it all happened. Then, so now after this subsidiary alliance system, since the Peshwa was attacked in the Pune, so now British will be protecting him. Okay? So they fought with the Scindias and they fought with the Holkars, and that's what was the second war. Okay? कुछ पूछ रहे थे, बताओ. नहीं, जिसके साथ करेंगे सब्सिडी लाइन जो साइन करेगा उसके साथ ही ना. ये तो हमारे ऊपर है ना कि हम साइन कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? टीपू सुल्तान ने पिछली बार लिखा था, हम लोगों ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया, ठीक है? So ये तो हमारी भी गलती है ना. We need to know. It is already clearly written. So you have to accept it from your own heart and mind. And if you don't have that kind of intellect, so you'll never understand that this is a sinister design. And that's what happened with majority of the people, but not with everyone. Okay? So लिखो एक बार. Mention. What is the last line that you have written? Treaty of Bassein was subsidiary alliance system. ठीक है? So इसका एक थोड़ा सा brief लिख लो. What is subsidiary alliance system? So write that the essence of subsidiary alliance system, the essence of subsidiary alliance system is all the decision making powers went into the hands of British authority, on the pretext of safeguarding native territory. Then अब टाइटल लिखो, सेकेंड एंग्लो मराठा वॉर, मेंशन. Company attacked on Pune to fight with Holkars. Full stop. Scindias refused to accept, Scindias refused to accept subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance as such, British also started to fight with Scindias. As such, British also started to fight with Scindias. Then, despite hard fought battle, Scindias were defeated. And they were forced to accept subsidiary alliance. Then, now listen. So अब ये तो हो गया 1805 तक. Peshwa once again he was reappointed in Pune, ठीक है, with the British support. Now he must have felt कि अब time है that he will be enjoying the power over here, but actually it did not materialized. What was there on the paper, it must have been a fun to him, but it became a reality that he was not able to take his decision. Suppose if he wants to make friendship with any other power in his neighborhood, he cannot do, because he will have to take the permission of the British. He cannot fight with anybody. He cannot appoint any other European. Then, so basically all the sovereign power. What is sovereign power? कि मेरा decision मैं खुद ले पाऊँ, ठीक है? कोई बीच में उसमें interference नहीं करे. So he is not able to take, and he was repentant by 1817. Then, so 1817 he felt that he has repeated the mistake done by his father, and he must perform the repentance of it. Now 1817, it was the Peshwa himself, at least a better sense prevailed on him. Okay? So he made a bid to fight with the British, okay, and to regain the Maratha independence. Now, very unusual is that it was the talk of the Maratha pride. Then Holkars, who were the enemies of the Peshwa, and actually Vithoji Rao Holkar was killed by the Peshwa himself. But when it came to the Maratha pride, they decided that they will support Peshwa. And this battle, third battle, was led by the Holkars and Peshwa, in which what happened, it was too late for them to defeat British because they have become too stronger. They were thoroughly defeated. Peshwaship was abolished in 1819, and the Peshwa's dominion was completely annexed into the British East India Company's dominion. So that is the final episode. Mention, you write, paragraph change करके लिखना. By 1817, Peshwa started to repent. Peshwa started to repent his decision. As it led to end of Maratha sovereignty. Full stop. Peshwa made a last bid, BID. Peshwa made a last bid to regain Maratha independence. At this time, Holkars came forward. Then mention, it led to the beginning of Third Anglo-Maratha War. Anglo-Maratha War 1817 to 19. Mention it was too late for Marathas. It was too late for Marathas, and they were thoroughly defeated by British. Thoroughly defeated by British. Full stop. It also ended Peshwaship. It also ended Peshwaship and Peshwa's dominion. And Peshwa's dominion was annexed into British East India Company's territory. British East India Company's territory. Then, so this is how the further expansion has happened. ठीक है? So, I know that you need break. ले लो. So then we'll continue with the Punjab after the break. ठीक है? Sindhyas maintained a neutral stance in this one. They did not participate. इसलिए नाम लिखा नहीं हमने. ठीक है? So let's start with the Punjab. Regional power of Punjab. So छोटा टॉपिक है ये, बड़ा टॉपिक नहीं है. When it comes to Punjab, so first understand that whenever any invasion happened in India, right from those times, right from 1200s, 1100s, then so obviously it was all happening from the root of the Punjab itself. So Punjab has been crushed many a time from by the invaders. Then, and if we talk about the maximum exploitation and the brutalities which has happened in the Indian subcontinent, it has been faced by the Northwest Frontier Province and Punjab, because that was the root. Then, so now Punjab has this history. Now, have I mentioned in the beginning when we were talking about those things related to the relationship between the Sikh community and Mughal rulers? I think I mentioned Guru Arjan Dev episode and so as the Guru Tegh Bahadur episode. So Punjab by that point of time, the Sikh community which has strengthened, and Sikhism, it all started with the Guru Nanak Dev. Guru Nanak Dev's timeline is at the he was contemporary of the Lodhis then. So Lodhis, and then after his death, the tradition of the appointment of the 10 spiritual gurus happened then. So Guru Nanak followed by many other gurus then. So Guru Arjan Dev, Guru Angad, Guru Har Rai, Guru Ram Kishan, Guru Tegh Bahadur, and the last was Guru Gobind Singh. So, and moreover, जब कभी भी Sikhism पढ़ोगे, so you will get to know, and those who are from the Sikhism, so they know it then, that Sikhism had a very closer relationship with the Sufism. So Mughal se rivalry hai, it does not mean that they have a rivalry with the Muslim population. They were very, in fact, when you look at the Sikh Granth, Adi Granth, Guru Granth Sahib, then, so in the Guru Granth Sahib, there are the teachings of many Sufi saints actually, which has been incorporated. So the most famous Sufi saint whose teachings were incorporated includes Baba Farid then, and so as the Kabir also inspired the Sikhism then. So Sikhism is a religion which respected those all traditions, but their rivalry with the Mughal dynasty. The reason is the killing of the two gurus then, and it was very fresh in their memory. So that's what happened. Banda Bahadur, after death of the Guru Gobind Singh, he continued to fight with the Mughals. Then moreover, Banda Bahadur in 1716, he was captured by the Sayyid brothers. Then, and they executed him. He was captured from Gurdaspur. He was brought to Delhi. 1716, he was put to the death. Then after what happened? So the Punjab area got divided into many confederacy. Okay? So many confederacy, and these confederacies are called as misal. Then, so misal, this let me write. Then, and misal are confederacy. So total overall, there were 13 confederacies, 13 misals which emerged in Punjab. Out of the 13, 12 were Sikh misal and one was Muslim misal. Okay? So this is what is the scenario. Then out of these 12 Sikh misals, the most powerful by 1790 was Sukar Chakia. Sukar Chakia misal. Then अभी भी लोग इस नाम को कंटिन्यू करते हैं. इनफैक्ट सम ऑफ द मिसल्स दे कंटिन्यू द मिसल नेम एज देयर कास्ट नेम. I'll tell you one example. Have you heard about the caste Ahluwalia? Ahluwalia is actually name of the misal. Okay? And those people, Sikh people who belonged to that Ahluwalia misal, they carry forward their name as a caste. Okay? So here also, so it was the most powerful misal. And the person who was head of this misal was Ranjit Singh. Then, now from 1790 onwards, the campaign of the Ranjit Singh has started. And by 1799, he has convinced all the 12 Sikh misals to combine, okay, to come together and establish Khalsa Empire of the Punjab. So as according to his efforts, by the end of the 18th century, that is by 1800, Khalsa Empire has come to an existence. So likho ek bar, you write that Punjab was the land of Sikh gurus. Punjab was the land of Sikh gurus which promoted equality, and attacked on orthodoxy and superstitious practices. Then आगे लिखो. Mention superstitious practices. After the death of Guru Gobind Singh, Sikh community continued their struggle. Sikh community continued their struggle against Mughals. Under the leadership of Banda Bahadur. Full stop. Then mention. Later, Banda Bahadur was executed. In 1716, 1716. After which Punjab got divided into many misals. In brackets you write confederacy. Many misals, confederacy. Then, so just wait 1 minute. Umul, whatever you are writing that is right, right? So in the material there could be some printed mistake, but then whatever names you are writing, it is all correct. Okay, so go with the class spelling that we are writing. Okay, online query है, उसमें देख के बोलना होता है. We are also actors actually. So लिखो, आगे लिखो, subvention 13 मिशल्स. ठीक है, फिर लिखो सुकर चकिया, यहां पे लिखा हुआ है स्पेलिंग. सुकर चकिया वॉज द मोस्ट पावरफुल मिसल. सुकर, एक बार फिर से मैं लिख दे रहा हूं यहां पे, चकिया वॉज द मोस्ट पावरफुल मिसल. In 1790 it was under the leadership of Ranjit Singh. 1790 it was under the leadership of Ranjit Singh. Full stop. Ranjit Singh persuaded all the 12 Sikh missiles, to come together, to create Khalsa Empire of Punjab. Khalsa, Khalsa, Khalsa Empire of Punjab. Then, so now listen. So Ranjit Singh was an intelligent person, okay? And moreover, he knew that if at all he has to survive for a longer period of time against the biggest of the adversaries, so he will have to enlist the help of the adversaries themselves. So he did not enlisted the help of any other European power, but he took the help of the British only. Then with the help of the British officers, he went on to create one of the strongest army of that time. So the strongest army was obviously British East India Company, but the second one was the Punjab army. Then in fact, I'll tell you the name of the British officers which he has employed: Ventura, Allard, Court and Gardner. Then so these 4 officers, they were there. Now what happened? 1809, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, now he has become Maharaja, Sikh Empire has been created. So Maharaja Ranjit Singh wanted to extend his territory in the Sis Satluj area. एक बार map देख लो. So just give me a minute. So what is this Satluj area? If we create Satluj river over here, ठीक है? तो ये वाला part is Trans Satluj and नीचे वाला part is Sis Satluj. So basically in this area, according to the modern terminology, the state of Haryana is there and Himachal. Okay? So Maharaja Ranjit Singh rule is there in this area. Now he wanted to control the lower part also. And when he tried to annex this part, so this is the time the heads of these area, the local chiefs of this area, they persuaded company. Then, and company on the behalf of the Sis Satluj, they negotiated with the Maharaja Ranjit Singh. And then it led to a treaty between company and Maharaja Ranjit Singh in 1809, which is known as Treaty of Amritsar. It was a friendship treaty. So British said, they promised that they will recognize the sovereign leadership of Ranjit Singh in Trans Satluj area. They will not annex this area. And Maharaja Ranjit Singh recognized Sis Satluj as British protectorate. Then, so he will not intervene in this area. This is the first time that British have respected a treaty till the lifetime of the Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So Ranjit Singh was alive till 1839 and British did not interfere in the politics of the Punjab. But the moment Maharaja's death happened in 1839, they started interfering in the politics of the Punjab. Then, so after his death, what has happened? That there was a quick succession of the rulers. बहुत जल्दी में एक साल के अंदर, ठीक है? So शेर सिंह, धुलीप, initially Khadak Singh, now Nihal Singh, Sher Singh and Dhulip Singh. These were the people who were appointed to the throne. The last ruler was Dhulip Singh. And Dhulip Singh was a minor, meaning that he is a child. And he was under the regency of his mother, and who was mother? Rani Jindal. Then, so from here onwards, there would be a hell lot of interference of the British East India Company in the political decision making of the Punjab, and this will lead to the two battles. So we'll talk about the two battles also. So एक बार लिखो, mention. So what is the last line that you have written? एक बार पढ़ के बताओ. खालसा एम्पायर ऑफ पंजाब. ठीक है. सो आगे लिखो. कुछ पूछ रहा था कोई? सुकर चकिया क्या बता रहा है? क्या है? मतलब थोड़ा तेज बोलो, मुझे कुछ भी सुनाई नहीं दे रहा. हाँ हाँ हाँ, नहीं, सुकर चकिया इज वन ऑफ द मिसल. 12 में से एक था, एंड इट वॉज लेड बाई रंजीत सिंह. तो रंजीत सिंह ने 12 को कन्विंस किया कि वी ऑल आर सिख मिशल्स, वी वेयर टुगेदर in the previous time and we need to be united at this time to survive. So that's how with his efforts, बिना किसी वॉर के सब इकट्ठे हो गए. ठीक है. So now पूछो पूछो पूछो. हाँ, फिर से मुझे समझ में नहीं आया तुम क्या पूछ रहे हो. हाँ हाँ हाँ. अब देखो, किसी को दोस्त बना लिया तो क्यों हर जगह दोस्ती तोड़नी, जब उन्हें खुद पता है महाराजा रंजीत सिंह को. इसीलिए तो ब्रिटिश की हेल्प लिया था आर्मी बनाने में, इसीलिए लिया था ना ब्रिटिश का हेल्प आर्मी में बनाने में. और 1809 में क्या बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग, फ्रेंडशिप ट्रीटी तो हो गई ना, तो इसीलिए तो नहीं लड़ाई कर रहे. ठीक है, गॉट इट. चलो, सो लिखो, मेंशन करो. What is the last line? Is the Sukar Chakiya was the most powerful. 1800 हो गया. ठीक है. Then mention Maharaja Ranjit Singh went on to create. Maharaja Ranjit Singh went on to create one of the strongest army of that time. One of the strongest army of that time. With the support of British, one of the strongest army of that time, with the support of British, support of British. ठीक है. Then mention British officers. ऐड कर लो, नहीं तो फिर कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा. ब्रिटिश के चक्कर में तुम लोग समझोगे कि ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के सपोर्ट से बना है. सो ब्रिटिश ऑफिसर्स लाइक, नाम में लिख रहा हूं, यू कैन सी ऑन द बोर्ड. देन सो वेंचूरा, British officers like Ventura, Allard, Court and Gardiner. Ventura, Allard, Court and Gardiner. Then mention in 1809, in 1809, Maharaja started a campaign. Maharaja started a campaign to capture Cis Satluj area. CIS, not SIS. Cis Satluj area. Full stop. At this time, the local chief of Cis Satluj area, local chiefs of Cis Satluj area persuaded British East India Company to intervene. British East India Company to intervene. Then mention it led to a friendship treaty. It led to a friendship treaty between Maharaja and company. A friendship treaty between Maharaja and company, that is Treaty of Amritsar 1809. Treaty of Amritsar 1809. Then as per the treaty, British recognized sovereign claim of Maharaja in Trans-Sutlej area and Maharaja gave promise that he will not attack. Maharaja gave promise that he will not attack on Cis-Sutlej area. He will not attack on Cis-Sutlej area. एक बार पढ़ो उसको, पूरा क्या लिखा है पढ़ो. हो गया, रीड किया, फाइन. चलो आगे बढ़ो. मेंशन द टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रीटी were respected till the life of Maharaja. That is till 1839. Then so 1839. अब वापस से सुनो. So what happened? So Maharaja that has happened, and then there are many people who are running after the power. ठीक है. So बहुत जल्दी में काफी लोगों का appointment हुआ. So खड़क सिंह, नवनिहाल सिंह, शेर सिंह, and धुलीप सिंह. Then and Dhulip Singh was appointed as the ruler in 1842 under the regency of Mother Queen Rani Jindan. Then Rani Jindan was one of the wife of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and she was also the favorite of the Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So this is the time when British started to interfere in the affairs of the Punjab. Then, so now regularly they are interfering, okay, and they are provoking the Khalsa army. But then came the precipitating factor, or basically the immediate cause of the first battle. What was that? So Sutlej River, okay, and on Sutlej River, British wanted to create a bridge. Then, and for building this bridge, they brought army. Okay? So army, and the number of the people in army was like that they are going to fight. ठीक है. It's not like कि ब्रिज बनाने के लिए. ब्रिज बनाने के लिए मैक्सिमम कितने लोग चाहिए? 200 लोग, 150 लोग. ठीक है. सो 200-150 से तो ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए. 500 भी चलो मान लिया कि 500 लोग. ठीक है. बट देन इट वाज 10,000 पीपल. ठीक है. सब लोग एक ही बार में एक ईंट रख के बना दिया होता. सो देन obviously Rani is not fool. She knows that what is the purpose of it, and they wanted to provoke the Khalsa army. So Rani at this point of time, she asked that why there is a heavy presence of the British army on near Sutlej River. So British said that they are here to build the bridge. But then Rani asked that to build a bridge, only 200 to 250 maximum people are required. But you have brought an army of 10,000 people. What is the purpose of it? So then British replied, to build a bridge. So now Rani got the answer that what is the build a bridge. So she started her preparation. Her army also came on the other side. ठीक है. अब दूसरी side आ गया तो obviously that fight will happen, and the fight started. So 1845 the first Anglo-Sikh war started, and then by 1846, so Rani's army, which is called as Khalsa army, so Khalsa army was thoroughly defeated. And this particular battle ended with the Treaty of Lahore in 1846. So I'll tell you the entire details of it. दोबारा इसको फिर repeat नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है? So what happened exactly? So Treaty of Lahore, it took half of the Rani's territory into the British dominion, which included the Sindh also. आधा Punjab and आधा से ऊपर का Sindh, ठीक है? So that was taken by the British. It also reduced the size of the Khalsa army to half. And then the most important, ठीक है? Rani was supposed to pay 1 crore rupee as a war damage price. ठीक है? She didn't had money at that point of time, and she maintained that she can't pay. So to make that payment, what they did that they sold Kashmir to Gulab Singh of the Dogra dynasty in 75 lakh rupees. Then, so this is what happened. So now all of a sudden ये नाम कहाँ से आ गया? Gulab Singh of Dogra dynasty. Actually, in originally, Dogras were the rulers of the Kashmir. Then, but way back, what has happened that from the Aurangzeb's time and then during the Maharaja Ranjit Singh's time, so they were expelled from the area. They are no more ruling class. So they wanted Kashmir back, and they were interested in paying. So 1 crore payment dena tha then, but then now Kashmir was sold in 75 lakh rupees to the Dogra dynasty ruler Gulab Singh. Okay? So this is what has happened then. And then after Rani Jindal, obviously he sees very disaffected, and then moreover British interference in the politics of the Punjab further increased. So second incident was basically in Multan. And what was this incident? So Multan का गवर्नर का नाम था मुलराज. बड़ा कोइंसिडेंट है that city के नेम से काफी सिमिलर है गवर्नर का नाम. So मुलराज. So in 1848, British removed Mulraj from the power. He was governor, and they appointed their own agent in Multan. Now Mulraj revolted, and his revolt turned into the Second Anglo-Sikh War. And British got the final opportunity to thoroughly crush the entire Khalsa army, and Punjab was annexed into the company's dominion in 1849. So mention, you're right. So, likho, in a quick succession, Khadak Singh, Naunihal Singh, Khadak Singh, Naunihal Singh, Sher Singh, and Dhuleep Singh were appointed. Dhuleep Singh were appointed as the rulers of Punjab. As the rulers of Punjab. Mention. Dhuleep Singh was minor. Dhuleep Singh was minor, and at this time Rani Jindal was exercising power. Rani Jindal was exercising power. Then mention. British started to interfere. In the political affairs of Punjab. Then mention. In the political affairs of Punjab, full stop. On the pretext of building bridge. They called huge army near Satluj River. Huge army near Satluj River. It led to beginning of First Anglo-Sikh War. Beginning of First Anglo-Sikh War. Anglo-Sikh War from 1845. 1845. Full stop. In this war, Khalsa army was thoroughly defeated. In this war, Khalsa army was thoroughly defeated, and it ended with Treaty of Lahore, 1846. Treaty of Lahore, 1846. Full stop. Then mention, as per the treaty, half of the Punjab territory was taken by the British. Half of the Punjab territory was taken by the British, and size of Khalsa army was reduced to half. ठीक है? Then you write half. Then mention, paragraph फिर से change करो. In 1848, British removed Governor of Multan, Mulraj, which led to revolt of Mulraj. Full stop. लिखो, this revolt further developed into Second Anglo-Sikh War, 1849, and in this war Punjab army, और खालसा भी लिख सकते हो, both are same. Punjab army was thoroughly crushed. Then further लिखो, it led to annexation of Punjab. Into Company's dominion. Annexation of Punjab into Company's dominion. Right? So यहाँ पे regional powers का episode is coming to end. Then we'll see the other things. But before that, I'm giving you a little bit of time. कुछ अगर जो इस section से पूछना है तो पूछो, ठीक है? That if you have any relevant question, ठीक है? तो पूछो. I'll just try to reply to you, and response पे भी पूछ सकते हो. So if you have some relevant, एक एक करके पूछना, ठीक है? अब देखो इन सब सवालों का कोई जवाब, देखो अब ट्रीटी में ये होता है ना कि जैसे मान लो आर्मी में अब इतने पेटी टाइप से पूछोगे तो मैं कैसे समझाऊंगा. चलो फिर भी आई विल नॉट से नो टू यू. अब 1 लाख लोग हैं तो इट इज सेड कि 50,000 से ज्यादा लोग आर्मी में नहीं होंगे. इसका मतलब कि 50,000 लोगों की छुट्टी, ठीक है? यही होगा कि 50,000 लोगों की छुट्टी, ठीक है? नहीं, अभी देखो कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन ना कहीं से पढ़ा किधर से भी पढ़ा, भी इंटरमिक्स मत करो, ठीक है? क्योंकि देखो ये जो क्लासेस हैं तुम्हारे बिल्डिंग फेज के क्लासेस हैं, तो होता क्या है कि जब हम, and I'm using Hindi because he is asking in Hindi, so don't be kind of assertive on this end. So basically what happens that most of the time when we have certain type of information in our head and we are listening something, so then what happens when we mix that information, so that leads to confusion. Behave like that you have not known anything, ठीक है? Let's get it builded, ठीक है? So you have not known any information. This is the information that you have got, and later on when the course gets completed, so most and the majority of your queries automatically get addressed, because देखो it is history. एक पोर्शन को दूसरे पोर्शन से लिंक करना होता है, ठीक है, एंड लिंकेज तभी होगा जब पूरी कंप्लीट होती है, ठीक है, तो वेट फॉर इट, ठीक है. देन हाँ, यू हैड सम क्वेरीज. यप. हाँ 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 बिल्कुल. हाँ, they were on opposite side, and you will be asking that 1764 they were on the same side, ठीक है. It happens. This is politics, ठीक है. So I'll tell you how. So I'll tell you one statement that there is never no in the politics, ठीक है. One person can leave one party, enter into the other, ठीक है, alliance, and then within a year or so he returns back to it. Then so this is what is called as politics, ठीक है. You got it? So reason कि जहां मेरा रास्ता बना, ठीक है, जहां रास्ता सस्ता, ठीक है, एंट्री हो जाती थी. सो अब इसके आगे मैं नहीं बोल सकता तुमको, ठीक है. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन इज देयर, सो देन यू कैन आस्क, ठीक है. देन रोहिल्लाज ओरिजिनली दे वेर अफगान्स, ठीक है. रोहिल्लाज ओरिजिनली वेर अफगान्स. देयर वाज वन रोहिल्ला रूलर, ध्यान से सुनो. हिज नेम वाज दौड़ खान, ठीक है. एंड दौड़ खान वाज द वन हु केम टू इंडिया. अरे मेरे को भी सुन लो, दूसरे का भी क्वेश्चन इंपॉर्टेंट है, ठीक है. अब फिर वापस तुम्ही दोनों पे आ जाऊंगा फिर, ठीक है, समझ जाओ. फिर माखौल उड़ेगा तुम्हारा. सुनाओ, लिसन. सो रोहिल्लाज वेर बेसिकली Afghans, and there was a ruler of the Afghanistan. His name was Daud Khan. So he established his rule in the Rohilkhandian area. Actually, Rohilkhand करके कोई नाम नहीं होता था, but basically the area between Sambhal, पानीपत से लेके और मुरादाबाद बरेली, this area is considered as the Rohilkhand, ठीक है. So he established his rule in this area, and then this area came to be known as the Rohilkhand, ठीक है. So originally they were Afghani, but यहाँ पे आने के बाद they married with the Indian community also, so it became a kind of a mixed community, ठीक है. So Indian plus Afghani, ठीक है. Then what else? कुछ और पूछना हो तो पूछो. हाँ. ये तो भूल थी उनकी बेचारों की, ठीक है, कि they were not able to recognize the beauty of the Kashmir. But there is one more thing, ठीक है. That it is very ugly to say that they were not vying for the Kashmir. At the end of the day, Kashmir was under their control, ठीक है. It just comes in a phase. Then, and moreover, अभी एक discussion. So generally, what happens that when we are done with the part of the 1764 बैटल ऑफ बक्सर, उस टाइम पे एक सवाल पूछना चाहिए था तुम लोगों को, ठीक है. द क्वेश्चन आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू व्हाट यू हैव आस्क्ड. द क्वेश्चन यू कुड हैव आस्क्ड दैट इवन आफ्टर दे हैव डिफीटेड शाह आलम, व्हाई दे डिड नॉट कैप्चर द मुगल एरिया, ठीक है. Why they did not capture the Mughal area, but in fact they respected Mughal emperor. The reason is that is the time when company is just in the phase of building. Then and later on you will study. या ऐसे ही तुम नॉर्मली बता सकते हो, किसी भी प्राइवेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होता है? प्रॉफिट, ठीक है. सो प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन. कंपनी वाज a private organization. If they become the ruler of a area, तो प्रॉफिट कहां जाएगा, ठीक है. क्योंकि when you become the ruler, so you will have to spend on the welfare administration also. So in the beginning, company did not wanted any kind of responsibility. So they were just in the phase of the acquiring जितना पैसा हो सके उतना पैसा. And moreover, this is also the time when the majority of the officers of the company, they wanted to retire in their own country. Everybody has love for their own country. So पैसा कमाओ इंडिया से and पैसा लेके जाओ ब्रिटेन में, ठीक है. So many such things inspired them. Then, so that was one thing. Then, apart from it, yep. Yes, I got it. ठीक है. हाँ, this is the book. ठीक है. So you are getting it online. हाँ, you can get it online. ठीक है. So this is the book. किसी और को पूछने दो, ठीक है. फिर दोबारा तुम्हारे पे आऊंगा. किसी और का कोई क्वेश्चन है? बैटल ऑफ पानीपत देखो, जैसे मैंने तुमको बताया ना कि एक वन मोर पर्सन आस्क्ड दैट व्हाई मेनी ऑफ द बैटल्स हैपेंड एट द पानीपत. हाँ, प्लेन एरिया, बट चलो डिस्कशन कर रहा हूं, लेकिन फिर फाउंडेशन कोर्स में मत पूछना, ठीक है. फिर रिपीटिशन होगा ना. तो एंड इन फैक्ट दिस क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड इन द मेंस एग्जाम आल्सो, ठीक है. डिस्कशन चाहिए तो बताओ, फिर दिन करूंगा, नहीं तो फिर दिन मैं किसी और टॉपिक में चला जाऊंगा. हाँ चाहिए, ठीक है, चलो. सो नाउ so I'll go to the medieval part actually, ठीक है. medieval से स्टार्ट करना होगा, अदरवाइज थोड़ी डिफिकल्टी होती है बिना medieval के. so पानीपत, there were 3 battles in the Panipat. The first one in 1526, second हाँ 1556 and the last one 1761. ठीक है. So these were three battles. Let's have a look at the India's geography. Only this much would be enough for our course, and then let's look at the mountains which are there. So here this is the part of Trans Himalaya. Okay? So I'm writing TH means Trans Himalaya. Then let's change the color. So this is the part, नहीं, three hills of the Karakoram है, हाँ, Zaskar है, वो छोड़ रहा हूँ, major hills हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं. So three ranges of Himalaya. ठीक है? So Greater Himalayas, Middle Himalayas and the Sivalik. ठीक है? Lower Himalayas. Apart from it, let's look at the other side of India. So इस side पे कोई hill range, anyone? Hindu Kush. ठीक है? So this is the hill range which even in the Pakistan also. So Hindu Kush. Then उसके बगल में सुलेमान and Kirtihar. So सुलेमान and then last वाला Kirtihar. अब ये बताओ कि अलग अलग नाम है हिल रेंजेस का. There are different names. Is there any relevance in it कि why we have kept different name? नहीं, community नहीं. ठीक है? So now understand one more thing. All the hill ranges are not created at the same point of time. ठीक है? We are asking about the geography, not about the naming. ठीक है? So as far as the geography is concerned, सबका अलग अलग फेज में फॉर्मेशन हुआ है. ठीक है? So for example, Himalayas are the newest mountain. ठीक है? And then these all are the different hill ranges where the formation has happened in the different periods. Then, so when the formation has happened in the different period, there would be discontinuity between the hill ranges. ठीक है? So discontinuity समझ रहे हो? Meaning gap होगा सभी hills के बीच में. ठीक है? So these gap, this is what we call passes. ठीक है? So this is called passes. And one of the most important pass, ठीक है, which used to be there, Khojak Gomal, ठीक है, Bomdila. Then you must have heard about it. Then so the pass which is coming from here, this is the most important. Then so this pass and this pass is the most important. Majority of the invaders, they have come from this particular area. अब फिर वापस आते हैं. We'll come to that map. 1526. ठीक है? So who was victorious in 1526? बताते जाओ मेरे को. Babur. And second battle, Bairam Khan. ठीक है? Akbar was child. He was not fighting. So General Bairam Khan. And this time Abdali. Then from where they came? What is this? This is Afghanistan. Then so this is Afghanistan. And from where they came? They all came from Kabul, Afghanistan. Babur came from Kabul. Bairam Khan came from Kabul. And Abdali came from Kabul. What is the result of this particular battle? All of them are victorious, those who are coming from this side. Then, so there was an advantage to the invader in India who is coming to the Panipat to fight. Then, so what is the advantage? अब ध्यान से समझना. Advantage is that अब हिल रेंजेस की बात करते हैं इंडिया में. बहुत लोग इस क्लास में वैष्णो देवी गए हो ना? Many of you. ठीक है? So when you are taking a route from Delhi to Vaishno Devi, so पहाड़ कहाँ से start होता है? Mountain from where it starts? Pathankot? You have seen, ठीक है? Pathankot से पहाड़ start हो जाता है. Pathankot is the Indian Punjab over here. Then let's use different color. So it is the Indian Punjab over here, and now the hills start. And यहाँ पे other side in the Pakistan side, Faridkot, ठीक है? तो वहाँ पे भी hill range है. Islamabad is over here. It's a beautiful city and very hilly, ठीक है? So this entire area, ये पूरा का पूरा area, this is hilly region. So it provides one advantage to the invader that he is hidden. He is not known to Indians. पहली बार जब invader India में enter करता है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, पठानकोट, then only the information can go to the Mughal emperor or anybody who is there in the Delhi that there is some threat which is coming from here. What is the total distance? So total distance is around 430 kilometers from this area to Delhi. Then if there is an army which is walking 430 kilometers, how many days it will take for them to come to the Panipat? सो दिल्ली 430 है, पानीपत तो 120 किलोमीटर कम कर दो, देन सो इट विल बी हार्डली 360 किलोमीटर्स या 300 कुछ किलोमीटर्स मान लो, 310 किलोमीटर्स. कितना दिन लगेगा? एक हफ्ता, नॉट मोर देन दैट. आर्मी कैन वॉक अप टू 50 किलोमीटर्स इन अ डे, देन सो इट इज इजी. प्लेन ग्राउंड पे आराम से चल सकते हैं, ठीक है. सो 1 week they would be there. Then now understand, there would be very less time for the preparation for the war to the a person who is the emperor in the Delhi. ठीक है, एक हफ्ता से 10 दिन बस बचता है, ठीक है. So tell me that will any emperor like that the battle must happen in his capital? कोई चाहेगा? क्योंकि obviously his civilian population is there, all the wealth is there. So if battle is happening in the capital, it will lead to the loot of the entire capital, entire wealth. So they will not like that it must happen in the capital. ठीक है. So then what is the option before before them? Option is the area which is closer to the capital, not the capital but closer to the capital. Why closer to the capital? Because all the resources are there in the capital. Army भी capital में है, weapons भी capital में है, तो easy mobilization can happen. ठीक है. So one more thing, connectivity is also one very important part, that it must be easily connected. So there was Grand Trunk Road which was created by Sirsa Suri. ठीक है. उसके पहले भी यहाँ पे highways थे. So there is a plain area and plain highways are there. So it is easy to mobilize the forces, weapons and everything from Delhi to that particular place, Panipat. And Panipat is a flat ground. So everyone preferred flat ground. Why so? Because flat ground में तुम war कितना अच्छा लड़ते हो इस पे डिपेंड करता है. Nobody gets the undue advantage. Then so that's why Panipat was a chosen ground all the time. Then so this was most prudent thing, but unfortunately in all the cases it is the invaders who were victorious. Then so invaders who were victorious. Now I hope you got it. Then so एक तो ये reason था, but then there is another reason. So chalo I'll tell you. There are n number of the things. Obviously in this exam we'll have to be little extra than the other people who are preparing this exam. So we'll have to collect the other in things also. So now one more thing I'll tell you, that in any such area or in any such kingdom, one of the biggest thing is to create the legitimacy. ठीक है. So मान लो कोई बाहर से आ रहा है, just consider that anybody is coming from बाहर and he is defeating Indian ruler. Then so at the end of the day, it all comes down to the public, that they will have to accept that person as the ruler. Then, so if the people, even if it is a monarchy, if people don't accept in their hearts and minds that they are our ruler, so how come they will be the rulers? Then, so legitimacy is also important. And for legitimacy, people have often gone back to the mythology. Then, and at this particular juncture, what is the mythology? Mythological piece of advice to anybody? Mahabharata. Then, so start from Panipat, take Panipat, Sonipat, Karnal and Kurukshetra. ठीक है. So this entire region is considered as in the Indian culture, Hindu culture, and moreover in the Indian mythology, it is Dharma Kshetra. ठीक है. So as it has been established from the ages that whoever is victorious in the Dharma Kshetra, he has right to rule this country. Then, so this was also there in the minds of the rulers, that if they will be winning the battle in the Dharma Kshetra, then the people of India will accept them as the ruler. That's how the Babur rule was accepted in India. People accepted him as the ruler. Akbar's rule was accepted in India. Then, so it's only that Abdali has his own problems, we have written. So he was not able to consolidate it. So that was the reason that the battles were happening over here. So जो sources हैं तुम्हारे बाकी सब मार्केट में बहुत सारे इधर उधर के रीजंस दिए हुए हैं, ठीक है, उसको भी काउंट कर लेना आंसर लिखते वक्त. whenever you are less of the points, so then you can incorporate, but you keep this point. This is a very solid point which was there in the mind of the people. So I hope you got it. Then ठीक है. अब देखो जीपीएस तो था नहीं उस टाइम पे, ठीक है, रोड्स भी तो बनने चाहिए. तुम खुद सोचो ना. See, there is a challenge to everything. See, you are talking about that time. Do we have the correct surveillance system with the China border? LAC है, बताओ मेरे को. नहीं है ना. तो उस टाइम पे हम कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि why the passes are not protected? ठीक है. And moreover, when we talk about this passes, so passes are not easy to protect because the extreme climatic conditions also. winters are very harsh. So for example, it is said that the army, take Indian army, serves at highest location, and that is the Siachen. ठीक है? So to maintain the soldiers in the Siachen, कभी search करना, not on Google but on the government resources, that how much spending government has to do to maintain employment of the soldiers in the Siachen. ठीक है? Earlier there was an agreement between India and Pakistan that in the winter season Siachen पे कोई भी नहीं होगा. But then just because the Pakistanis did not respected that agreement and they just did the incursion, so Indian government has to maintain a permanent position over there in the Siachen. ठीक है? So that is the reason that passes cannot be protected easily. ठीक है? If that would have been the case, so हम नाथुला भी protect कर लेते. ठीक है? Where China is entering in the Bhutan side. So it is not easy in the modern age. तो पुराने age में तो वैसे भी नहीं हो सकता था. ठीक है? So चलो last question. ठीक है? बताओ. So it is the last class, इतना time दे रहा हूँ. चलो बताओ. You'd. हाँ, ये तो ड्यू कोर्स में पढ़ लोगे. तुम्हारे क्वेश्चन का जवाब आने वाले बहुत सारे क्लासेस में है. छोड़ दो. ठीक है? कौन आर्मी? हु क्रॉस्ड? चलो तुम लोग जाओ. पैर से, पैर के. बट आई अंडरस्टूड. तुम अकेले पूछा करो सवाल. ठीक है? मंडे वी हैव क्लास. अच्छा एक चीज बताओ, और क्या चल रहा है इसके साथ में? अभी इधर में क्या था क्लास? एनवायरमेंट. चलो इट गुड. सो मे बी मंडे वी हैव क्लास. आई जस्ट नेक्स्ट टॉपिक विल स्टार्ट विद द पॉलिसी ऑफ द ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी. So hi, good evening. All good? So tell me the last thing. ठीक है. So we have seen Bengal, we have seen Mysore, we have seen Carnatic. These all topics. So now, the big topics which are remaining in this particular part are basically Maratha and Punjab, and then we'll see the other topics related to it. Then no disruption from the beginning. You will have to keep a little bit of patience. Then so when I will give you guys the chance to ask the question, then only ask the question. Okay? So now just let's start with the just give me 1 minute. Theme. So we'll start with the Maratha part, but then the background also, little bit of background also we need to know. एक बार रुक जाओ.